My name is Alina Islam, and I'm a Senior Research Associate here at Red Cloud Securities. Next, we are pleased to host Pilar Gold and have with us Charles Chebry, President, and Jeremy Gray, CEO from the company. Charles and Jeremy, you will have 15 minutes for your presentation, followed by a 5-minute Q&A session. Attendees, please feel free to ask your questions using the Q&A link, and we'll get to as many as we can. With that, gentlemen, I'll turn it over to you to start the presentation.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us with an introduction to Pilar Gold. It's been a very busy year for us. We acquired the PGDM assets in April of last year, and since then we've done 3 other acquisitions on top of that, which we'll get into in the next couple of minutes. These are our targets for 2022. We want to have an exit production rate of 6,000 ounces per month. We want to reduce our all-in sustaining costs to less than $1,100. Public listing Q3 and commission Bodo Tungsten towards the end of the year. Here's a map showing where all of our assets are. The main assets are in the state of Goiás here, and then we'll talk to some of the other assets as we go along. So with the acquisition of Pilar from Equinox last year, we have a total of 3.9 million ounces. That's an increase of about 1 million ounces from the last 43-101 report. We have a couple of our projects which the resource is just getting updated on, and that's TB is for Tres Barracas and Cayamar. We currently have a private placement going on. It's a 70-cent unit, which includes a full warrant at $1, and that's exercisable for 2 years. We're very excited about our exploration programs that are ongoing. The highlight of these is our Sertão project area. This is a past producing mine which was mined from an open pit. It averaged 29 grams per ton, so that almost a full ounce per ton for a period of 2003 to 2007. In that very short period of time, I think the overall production was about 250,000 ounces. It's famous for being the highest grade, lowest cost open pit gold mine in the world. We've acquired that asset along with all the surrounding land, and we control the down dip extension of that for 5 kilometers. As you can see, there's some very high grade numbers there. Here is a table of some additional numbers, all the way up to 218 grams per ton. And what we like to see about this is it's very consistent and continuous. And we've got one rig that had been drilling in 2021. We just added a second rig and plans for adding 2 more rigs in the year. This map depicts where we have 4 production hubs. Currently, the only one that's in production is at Pilar Gold itself. We can handle up to about 4,500 tons per day through that facility. Livramento, there's a 500 ton per day facility there, which is a free dig alluvial operation, which we look at bringing on in probably in the 3rd quarter. And then from the final operation that has a 250 ton per day facility. And a very recent acquisition is a tungsten project, and it's got a 150 ton per day facility there. This is just a slide that depicts a recent purchase in the area of Amarillo, and it was done at an EV resource of $83 per ounce. I think we stack up very well with it. Amarillo will need about $150,000 investment to put it into production in likely a couple of years. We are in production, and so we feel that the pricing on our financing is a very good value. These show the acquisition parameters that we got from Equinox, a total of $38 million. Those are the various payments that we've made and one final payment to be made. This is our management team. Jeremy is on the call with us. He's our CEO. Thomas, Olivier is the Pilar general manager. Richard Crew is our country manager, and myself. These are 4 restart opportunities for 2022, 2023, which we'll get into. Okay, one of the our goal as a producer is to get to that magic threshold number of 100,000 ounces per year production. Right now, on an annualized basis, we're producing at about 50,000 ounces per year. In the second half of 2022, this year, we expect to be delivering higher grade ore from Sertão to our Pilar facility. And we see the majority of our growth coming from that exercise. Here's another slide that shows us where we stand compared to some of our peers on valuation, $33 an ounce. And as you can see, we're well positioned compared to our competition. One of the things that's really driven a lot of interest for Brazil is the price of gold in Brazilian real. As you can see, with the change in currencies, we're in a very, very favorable mining environment now. This is kind of the hub of Pilar itself. It's a modern 4,500 ton per day facility. Replacement costs of approximately $150 million, I'm sorry. Paved access, modern tailings. It's just a wonderful facility. Pilar is got a heavy focus on ESG. I'm not going to get into all of these, but we have programs that address all of these. This is some photos of our underground operations at Pilar itself. Since taking it over, we've been aggressive on development drilling, and hence a large resource upgrade that we're enjoying currently. This shows where we, from the last report, which was done in 2018 to where we're at today. At the Pilar underground mine itself, it went from 2.2 million ounces to 2.9 million ounces. And you'll see a lot of that, most of that's been in the indicated category. It's a very young mine, lots of growth potential. And you can see from the drawing there that mineralization is open in most directions. Neighboring mine to Pilar itself is Maria Lazara, or MLZ, and it's about 7 kilometers away, and we truck ore from that underground mine to Pilar as well. And we've got a lot of development drilling going on there as well, along with some exploration drilling. Cajamar is a 3rd underground mine that came with the acquisition. This is a restart opportunity. It's been on care and maintenance for the last few years, and we're currently dewatering it and looking at bringing that on production in the second half of this year. Pre-PDAC is an open pit. It is the extension of the Pilar underground mine itself that comes to surface. This is a high priority for us for development, and we see this as a big mine feed for the that will come on in the next 18 to 24 months. This shows a picture of Cascaville. It's a restart opportunity. This is something that we're looking at for probably in 2023 to bring this back onto production. As you can see, it's got some very high grades in there. We're currently working on a mine plan to bring that back onto production. Bocani Gold, we acquired that in the fall of 2021. It's a free dig operation, alluvial, and it will require a little bit of capital to bring it back into production. We see that likely happening in the second half of this year. These are some of the assets that came along with that acquisition. And with the Livramento, there's also an undeveloped property called Lima, and it's noted for having higher grades than Livramento. So we're anxious to do some exploration work there and look at bringing that into production in the future. Our most recent acquisition was a tungsten mine. We've just acquired that. Tungsten is a very interesting metal. About 80% of the tungsten production in the world is controlled by China. This mine, it's a huge structure. It's been in production since the 1940s. In fact, it was a supplier for tungsten during World War II for the US government. So it is a very strategic asset, and we're working on development plans there and other options with regard to that property. Just a quick exploration update. We've been drilling on a zone called HG2 underground at Pilar. We're having some really nice success there. We're hitting some higher grades, and the beauty of this is we'll be mining on this in the next couple of months. Here's a table showing some of our drill results here. As you can see, they're very encouraging. This shows some of the underground development at Maria Lazara. We've got 2 rigs drilling underground and enjoying some really nice results there as well. Maria Lazara Southeast is an exploration project which we just started drilling on, and again, we're seeing some really nice results there. We believe this will connect with the underground mine. Here's an example of the results: 3.68 meters at about 9 grams per ton. Sertao, I talked about that briefly before, the historic high-grade mine. We started drilling in that on July 21st. Just exceptional results so far. I'll go to a table here with some of those results. Actually, it was on an earlier slide. We're going to continue drilling there for the all of this year, ramping up to 4 rigs. we see in the second half of this year trucking high-grade ore from Sertao to our Pilar facility. I think that's a very brief overview of what we have going on at Pilar, and I would welcome some questions.
Well, thank you, Charles. That was a great presentation. We do have a couple of questions. So first off, just to clarify, are you still on track to go public during the second half of this year? Any challenges or roadblocks you foresee?
Yes, we're gearing up for an early Q3 public listing. There's a few steps that we need to take that we're taking care of right now to lead up to that go public venture. We're completing all the audits of the Brazilian subsidiaries so that we can consolidate our financial statements. As you can appreciate, with 4 acquisitions in 1 year, there's definitely a lot to do, and pretty much complete now. But a very important step in this was updated 43-101 resource reports, and those are, I'm told, are going to be finalized in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great. So next, I mean, you just talked about Sertao and showed us some of the drilling results from there. Can you elaborate on your drilling plans for this year?
Yeah, what we're doing here, let me go to a slide that can kind of depict what we're trying to accomplish here. So from the original open pit where the production happened, we control the full down dip extension of it. What's of significance, 1.2 kilometers away, there's a drill hole that has 2 meters of about 19 grams per ton, which is on the same structure. And we're doing fence drilling right now towards that outlying hole and building a resource. We will access ore initially right, this will be an underground development in all likelihood. And from the existing pit, we look at going underground and following the high-grade ore as we drill that off.
All right, sounds good. Moving on to some more questions. So I'm just going to read these off. So the acquisitions that were made in 2021 and 2022, how were they funded? Has the company incurred any debt to finance purchases and ongoing drill programs operation?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, there was a vendor take-back financing from Equinox. So we have a payment at the end of 2023 of 17.5 million. The FINA acquisition was done with equity, so that was a merger. The Pocony assets were also done with equity. That was equivalent of $2.4 million at 60 cents. So I think that was 4 million shares. And the latest acquisition of Bodo, that was predominantly equity as well.
Shifting a bit to strategy here. So the question is, what is the logic of having a tungsten asset in a gold company? Are you worried that the alluvial operation may create negative perceptions regarding your environmental performance?
I don't believe the tungsten operation will have any effect on our environmental performance at all. It was an opportunity that was presented to us that was really difficult to pass up. This is one of the highest grade, largest tungsten structures outside of China. And tungsten is considered a critical metal. And there's a lot of potential upside with this asset. The grade is equivalent to about 5 grams per ton of gold, and it's a huge system. Right now, we're taking a look at the data that we have there, and we'll make decisions on how we want to tackle it, whether we'll bring in a partner, whether it'll eventually be a spin out, or whether we'll keep it under the umbrella ourselves and develop it.
All right, lots to look forward to in 2022, I guess. So with that, Charles, I want to thank you for a great presentation. We are out of time. So thanks again for the presentation, and thank you everyone on the line for joining us. Next up, we have Aura Minerals and Fury Gold Mine.